Hi, and welcome to Stacks Pulse, the first episode of 2026. I am Melanie Carstens, and I am super excited to start my year off with an old friend, Zero Authority. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, 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 what's up? Hey, Mel,
Let's
thanks for having me on. And let's go,
let's kick it off.
LFG, LFG.
I love it. That
Hey,
energy. That's the
thanks
first
for
time.
having me on.
The first time I ever heard the sound of your voice. It was that. Hey, hey, hey. So thank you for starting my year with that as well. It's so good. Let's jump right in because I know you've got a hard stop in, I think, just over 20 minutes. So
Mhm,
let's
mhm.
dive in. I think anybody who's watching is going to know who he is. He is an OG of the Stacks ecosystem, involved in, I think, building out what Reputation Fi is. We'll jump
Mhm.
into that. Co founder of Zero Authority, incorporating Trajan app as well, instrumental there, and then Novabot, the Welsh community. And of course, let's touch on the D grants as well. Let's kick it off there. Let's kick it off with what
Yep,
happened in
yep.
2025 with the Stacks ecosystem, the incredible move forward with Stacks Lab, um, and the D grants.
Yeah, that sounds great. And thanks for having me on. Happy New Year. It is 2026 officially now that we're going to bring in the right way on Stacks Pulse to start the year. LFG, let's go, Mel. Hey, it's been a pleasure. There's been so many things that happened in 2025 for the broader Bitcoin communities, for broader Stacks Bitcoin L2 communities, and just the local communities happening in the ecosystem. Right, a lot of your podcast has been officially jump started in 2025. So let's go.
Great.
We have
Thank you. Shout
the
out to Peace Love, who
big
New
shout out
Year's
to Peace
Eve,
Love.
yeah, New Year's Eve last year, he convinced me to turn my camera on. So that's when it
I'm so glad he convinced you to do that. And I was just going to give him the organized media continues to be one of the pillars of our community, and so I love what they do there. Shout out to Rubes. We were just talking about him and the whole Leo Coin crew. It's just been absolutely amazing to see the communities come together. And so that was always our goal at Zero Authority. Can we allow all of this amazing energy and this vibrant community come together, do work on chain, do bounties on chain, and then we're going to launch Quest here soon. But can we do it in a way that incentivizes people to participate? And with that participation and that energy you're putting into it, can that turn into some economic value? Right, a lot of communities in various ways, and even if you're working with creators, it's very manual. You have to ask someone, hey, this is the scope of work, and then someone has to type back to you on X, on Discord, on Telegram. And the truth be told, Mel, when we interact with people, we're probably doing it across all three. And
yeah.
include email in there at various points
Oh,
in time, and even Slack too.
I can't anymore. I don't know. When last I looked at email or WhatsApp, it's like I can't. Okay. Just DM me.
I'm having different conversations with the same people in different channels, that's just crypto. That summarizes how we all feel about it. And so we wanted to create the funnel, one place to incentivize your community to do the tasks that you care the most about, reward them fully on chain, and then all of that culminates and that gets rewarded in this reputation fi, which we haven't even fully built out yet. And I'm so excited in 2026. The other work that's been really important to us, and it's near and dear to my heart, is decentralized grants, the community grants program. It's been operating really smoothly. We didn't know if the latest cohort was going to get funded. You are one of the stewards, and I believe Hattie and a couple of the other stewards there are working. I think uh, Samisa at Bitflow, and there's a couple of other people, but
Mm.
the D grants program is one of those pillars in the Stacks communities to allow people to go from I have an idea to I would like a little bit of money in my pocket so I can get this to the masses. and launch something. And not only that, the work that we've been putting in at Zero Authority has allowed us, and I don't know if I can share my screen very quickly here. I just wanted to just show people
Mm.
the work that we had been putting in, and I'm sharing my screen now. I don't know
Let's
if
see if
you
I
can
can do
pull the
it. Yeah, there we
there
go.
it goes. Still looks great. Uh, Take a look at all these categories we have, Mel. I mean,
Sure.
we launched the new V2 platform in May of 2025, and the numbers have been off the chart. I think I just compiled some numbers the other day, and the total amount of STX that has been uh, exchanged on the platform through the smart contracts has been about, I want to say, 150,000 stacks.
That
And
is
and
crazy.
it's a staggering amount. And
Yeah.
and and we're coming up with new metrics for community fi, for reputation fi. We're not even thinking about the models where you have DeFi TVL, or you have like NFT total volume. We're talking total value exchanged. These are real people interacting with other real people on the other
Mhm,
side of that, whether
mhm,
it's gigs, whether it's bounties, whether there's some endorsements. And so it's becoming a community fi platform. It's becoming reputation fi. So the other thing I'm really proud of and so excited to be a part of the D Grants program, where we wanted to build out some community solutions and tools so people can go to one place. How can I get funded? When I get
mhm.
funded, how can I do my milestones? How can I link that all to GitHub, and then have these things happening auto magically, right? I love to say auto magically.
I
And
love that
we
word. I love it. I'm taking it. That's the
and
word of 2026, guys. We are going to automagic everything. Here,
auto magic, and people are in the Telegram chats. They're getting funded. They're completing their milestones, and guess what? They can see it all here. And
hmm
that's really cool, because we didn't have this the last couple cohorts, and I really wanted to build out something with our team and with the broader community. So if Stacks Lab is listening, the decentralized grants program is one of the pillars of this community. And Zero Authority, the tooling and solutions that we've been building, it's going to even be better when we add reputation fi and then the community fi attributes and stats to all of this. So just wanted to share that really quick. It's something near and dear to my heart,
Yeah.
Mel.
Yeah. And I mean, I know I've sort of watched this, you know, grow over the years. You know, our early conversations with
Hmm.
regards to being able to, especially coming from a creator industry, being able
Right,
to
right.
offer, you know, gigs to people. And I think, you know, that to me is one of the links that is so important with Bitcoin. You know, you want to be able to save it, you want to be able to spend it, you want to be able to learn about it, and you want to be able to earn it. You know,
Hmm.
and to
Hmm.
so to sort of start introducing these, and I mean, I've used Zero Authority many times. You know, I'm very blessed to thank you to D grants as well. This program is happening because, or the show is happening because of a grant as well.
Right, right.
Um, so you know, I've used Zero Authority
You,
not only to put.
you, Mel, you used V1 when it was a Mexican pinata.
That's what I'm saying. I
It
have
was
been there
terrible.
since
It was terrible.
day one. I mean, I remember, I think one of the first times I used it, I wrote you a long message of how can I send you feedback? And I was kind of sending feedback in the thing because I just felt in my gut, this is what we need. We need to be able to go to place. I'm here. I am in crypto. How do I earn it? You know,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I think this really shows people how simple it is to do so as well.
Hmm.
um because you just go on there, you get to know the community as well, you know, who's out there putting bounties out. And you mentioned quests as well. Do you want to tell us a
Hmm.
little bit about that?
Yeah, so the way we've created Quest is, so the Quest model has been out there for a number of years now. So it's not, we're not creating or reinventing something new. The way we're doing it, though, I really feel like we're bringing more value to the community and the broader Stacks community. So I wanted to actually show a preview of it today, if that's
Yes.
okay,
Mm.
because I think it should. Uh, I just wanted to highlight for people because I know people were interested in what this potentially could look like. So so where So what you're going to be able to do with Quest is you'll have this new mechanism. So bounties are an easy way to engage your community, allow people to create different types of content with AI, produce easy readable formats, and engage people and get the attention out there. What we've done with Quest is it's going to be high signal value, right? You really want to turn, and what you're seeing is on testnet right now, but really what you want to do is turn those people who show up every day, who are part of your community, you want to turn them into deeply loyal advocates for your protocol, for your community, for your meme coins. And so the way we went about it, what we do is first you create the quest like you do a bounty, and you have to put in 5 STX into the contract. So here's the difference too. When you put that amount into the contract, it then goes into a treasury contract. So all of the people on a quarterly basis, so every 3 months, when you interact with all of the tasks and you completed and you met your reputation badge for completing that quest, and then we could see who joined that quest, and we have some more data behind it too, which is really cool. We're going to have different analytics, and you'll be able to see who participated. That high signal turns into economic value because once you've completed all these different types of quests, every 3 months, Nova AI goes through and identifies 100 wallets and will send that amount from the treasury contract into wallets
Wow,
magically. And
that is
and
incredible. Sorry.
we always wanted to create mechanisms that were uniquely stacks, but also mechanisms because we will be across multi chains. We have a partnership launching with Emblem Vault, Emblem AI, and we're going to be across all top 20 chains. But we wanted to create the mechanisms that bring in the most number of people with the highest value that can be exchanged. And so we felt like this was a great way, and it was a way that people aren't using contracts today to incentivize people.
Tell me something. I just want to kind of go through that mechanic. So, say it's me. I come along, I head over to the website, I've got my zero authority profile. Guys, if you don't have a zero authority profile, please head over there right now and get yourself one, because you can be
Yes.
completing bounties if you're not doing quests. So, and you can be earning yourself reputation as well, which is a very important thing to do, especially as we go forward into an AI world where there's going to be a lot of
Hmm.
spam and a lot of junk out there. So people are going to want to see who is actually legitimate and who's actually getting responses. So let's just talk about
And
that. So
Mel, what
yeah.
you're seeing here is the new leaderboard. You will finally be able to see the representation of your rep points, and those
Hmm.
rep points in totality act as a weighted score on the things you're doing, and Nova will go through and reward people magically every 3 months.
So I come along and I am keen to get a part, be a part of the Welsh community, for example. So I
Hmm.
head over to their quest board and I join with my 5 stacks. Then
No,
I
no, no, no. To join, you lock up 1 STX. You get
okay,
that back though. You get that back.
okay.
So if you want to create a quest, it's 5 STX.
Oh, I
If you
see.
want to
Okay,
join one, you have to lock up 1 STX to join
okay,
the quest, but you get
okay.
that back, right? And that cuts down on the spam and the noise.
Yeah, yeah. That, I mean, I love that. I think it's you know you've got to um you've got to speak at the, I mean, that's just how it's going to be. You're going
Right,
to have to put
right.
skin in the game to work in the game, because it's not like it used to be. It's just too easy to sort of get into things like this. So okay, so I come along and I have a look at the Welsh community and I want to complete the quest. So I lock up my 1 stacks. Is that a one time for each community, or is that a one time across the board?
One time per quest.
Okay.
One
And
time per
then
quest.
the the 100 wallets that get the treasury money, what treasury money is that? Is that across all the quests, or is that specifically in, I'm just interested where that treasury comes from and how the 100
Yeah.
wallets are chosen.
So the where the treasury is created is when anyone is creating these quests. So it could be the Welsh community, the Leo community, the Rue community. It can be
Okay.
companies creating quests. They're going to put in that the 5 STX. Over time,
Hmm.
we're going to allow the caps to rise, and then we're going to have some dynamic things that we're going to do.
Hmm.
But when they're so kind of like what you do on a bounty, right? So on the bounties, you go in and you lock up, I'm committing this much to this bounty. The same thing is what you do with the quest. The same
Okay.
thing where you lock up that amount, and then that goes into the treasury contract. So if there are 100 quests created within that 3 months, all of that goes into the contract, into the treasury contract.
Okay. So
Yeah,
each community doesn't have a treasury. The treasury is this global quest treasury that sits on zero authority. And
exactly,
that is what's
exactly.
divvied up with the 100 most active wallets, or is it sort of high impact wallets? So Nova is going to go through that and sort out who those top community members are across the Stacks
Correct.
community.
Correct. So what Nova is going to do is it's two components. So the leaderboard is probably the best representation to see this. It's going to look at all the rep points that you're earning over that
Hmm.
3 month span.
Mm.
That's one factor. And then the other factor is how active have you been on chain. And so it's going to compile that and then reward those 100 wallets with some of 100% of whatever's in the treasury every 3 months.
Wow.
Over time, too, we're going to build out working groups, and so we're going to have more activity on the platform where groups are going to use gigs, bounties, quest, but you're going to do it in your decentralized autonomous group, and you're going to be able to have Nova, and Nova is going to be serving you in that capacity to do more. So it's going to be your personal assistant. And then I know you've had Toonie on and
Mm.
AI BTC. We're
Mhm.
going to bring the X402 bots into it as well. So when you want to pull some data, maybe you want the latest payment data, or maybe you want to see what whales are doing on the network, or maybe you want to see when malicious contracts are deployed, so you can protect yourselves from logging into malicious sites. Those are going to be X402 payments that you can create, and you'll be able to create the bots. But that's kind of looking really far ahead. Right now, what we're going to be able to do is use Nova to be behind the scenes, right? Because Nova's already running. It serves about 10,000 people daily
Wow.
and different Telegram and Discord groups. So all of the biggest players in Stacks is using Nova today, and so so that 10,000 users we're serving, the ease in which you can pay creators or create bounties, or now you'll be able to create quests. We're going to we're going to wrap that all into an autonomous group. So when
Mm.
you create your autonomous groups, you'll have all of these capabilities in your groups. And then if you kind of fast forward from this year and beyond, we have that partnership with Emblem AI, and we'll be completely multi-chain with a snap of a finger. So every every profile, you'll be able to log in with your passkeys. You'll be able to log in with X or your Google account. You'll still have your wallets, and then you'll have all these embedded wallets. So imagine you're on Stacks and you want to create a quest, but you want it open to everybody. Anyone from the Cardano community can join, but they're also doing it on chain too. So
Wow.
it's not off chain anymore. A lot of these platforms are off chain, and you don't
Mm.
get the economic value. So for us to go to Cardano or to Base or to Stacks and say, we bring economic value because people want to transact with each other. They
Mhm.
want to build their communities. They want to participate in these incentive mechanisms to promote good content, to promote good stewardship. So let's make that easy.
Yeah.
And I think that's really where the goal and the vision is going into this new year and beyond. And I
Mhm.
think the X402 payments and Nova, it's going to really open up ways that even I thought were going to be impossible or hard. I'm seeing that these things are going to happen a lot sooner, Mel,
Mhm.
than even I envisioned.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think what's so exciting, I mean, this kind of also opens up sort of cross-chain sort of camaraderie in a way where it's kind of like almost gamifying your reputation, where you can go, okay, I want to get the Cardano community and I want to see who is sort of more, because I could be active across a number of communities, right? So you're
Right,
going to
right,
see, I can move around. If I'm an educator, for example, and I love
right,
learning,
right.
then I can take my information, move around, learn a lot about a little things. So this really kind of changes reputation without siloing you into just one chain.
And that was always the goal, Mel. When I was talking to you early days, it was always like, these are the things that I want to do. Fast forward today, these are the things that we're doing, right? So even when you go to, so here are the reputation NFTs that I minted, because I also participate in bounties. I'm also a creator, right? And so I have fun participating. People can mint badges directly on these pages now. And so that's a
Wow.
part of the reputation fi. People are minting these badges today. I think that is so cool,
Yeah.
because it was a dream a year ago that people would mint a badge and then tell somebody on X, hey, I minted a badge on Zero Authority.
I actually remember in the first, I mean, we were talking about D grants. Let's just, we can't not talk about D grants and not shout out Hero Gamer and Hattie as well. Huge key players in building those programs out. Um, but I remember in the
They're
early days, there
amazing.
we go, there we
Amazing.
go. I remember in the early days us actually talking about, didn't we actually had a badge, Grim, I think, designed
Yes.
the badge. I
Grim
think
did.
for
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
for cohort
Yes.
one and cohort two, and that's when I remember. So that was 2 years ago, actually.
Yeah, yeah, and that was when we had joined, when we took over Trajan as a community takeover, and then
Yeah,
we were doing everything manually. It
yeah,
was really hard, really manual, and now all of these things have made its way into the platform. And
amazing.
so that was always the vision, to do more in the platform, and let people transact however they want. The other thing we want to work on too in the future is, you can take your data wherever you want. You can do that today, but I really want to make it fully compatible, where you take that. I want to take my profile and I want to move it across anywhere. So we still have a number of standards and a number of ways to get there, but I think it's going to come and it's going to happen, Mel. Uh,
Um, let's just talk. I mean, the gig economy, just because I see our time is running out. So, just one sort of final or sort of end, towards the end question, however you want to phrase it. Um, just a gig really is a once-off task. So you can go on and you can say, right, I would like to have a logo designed for my brand, and instead of having to go out and find a designer, I just put my gig out there, and then I get a whole bunch of people to send in their logos, and I can choose one, which I've seen, it's been used a number of times successfully for this. Now, would you ever move forward with actual sort of full-time positions? How could that work? If somebody was looking to hire a full-time graphic designer, or will it always be this kind of like, um, because we've spoken about this years ago as well, that it's almost
yeah,
like the
yeah.
economy is going to move into these, if I look at my son, even now with he builds games, he just goes in, makes some maps, makes some assets, moves on, makes some
Hmm.
maps. It's not like he works for a company.
Hmm. Hmm. The vision there, over time, I do believe we want to create more of a productized solution, where people can hire people and have recurring work. And the other thing we're missing there is the ability to post a new opportunity so people can see someone has a need. And so there's a couple of things that we are missing on the gig side specifically. When we started it, it was more, it would be great if we could pay people on chain and then have that verified. And now we're there. You can do
Mhm.
that, and you can do it pretty easy. You could do a one-time payment, or you can do a direct payment without having to send a request, accept that work, and then submit your milestone. It can be, hey, I've already done the work, so let me. If you've already done the work, you can just go to reward someone. So I want to just reward you directly. Oh, I'm not logged in, but let me go back here. I'll share this screen. So if I wanted to reward someone directly, we have the retroactive gigs, and that's how people in D grants are. They're submitting their work and they're getting direct payment. So there isn't this I have to send a request, you have to accept it anymore. So that's faster. But over time, we want to level up on work and have it
Mm.
easy where companies can come in. They would need some more privacy tools, but companies will be able to come in, set up a profile, and then set up on Web3, and they can pay their people, they can create bounties. And the way to think about it too, I've always thought about this even years ago when I first started Zero Authority. If companies are going to come into Web3, they're not going to speak Web3 jargon. They're
Mhm.
not going to automatically say, "Yeah, I'm going to go get this Xverse wallet in a
Yeah.
MetaMask." They're not going to do that,
Yeah.
and they're also not going to want to operate in a decentralized manner because they already have people that have been working. So, how do you bridge a company into Web3? Well, you do it where one, you make that super easy as just use your email and password to log in. And then two, people are already formed in these groups or departments. So just bring that into Web3. You will
Mhm.
do that through Zero Authority. So you have your hierarchy already, and then the Web3 tools give you a better experience as far as I did really well on a project. I would like this endorsement from my boss, or I would like to participate in a company wide hackathon, which would be a bounty. I would like to participate in this HR incentive program,
Mhm.
which would be a quest. And not only that, I want to live in the world where I've done these things at this company. I take all that with me in my wallet, and the next company I join, they know I've already done these things.
Yeah.
It isn't this pseudo, generally I know about marketing, but I can't tell you what I really did. It's
Yeah.
really more of, look, here's my profile on Zero Authority. These are the things I've already done. This is how I've been rewarded by my bosses, by my peers, and that's the future, Mel, and that's
Mhm.
what we're going to build.
Absolutely, because I mean, if you think about it, I've hired people before in my company, and you can't really go and check all their references. And
No.
so and Michael and I at Blockface, we were talking about it because he's into that sort of thing, hiring and headhunting, and we were talking about how funny it's going to look, I think, in the future, where you thought you're gonna you put on your best look and your suits and your tie, and you go and you kind of like the gift of the gab people for half an hour and
Right.
tell somebody this, and then how easier is it to fake it till you make it? We all kind of know that. So I think
I,
by
I
having this.
envision in the future, like like how exchanges have proof of reserves. We'll
Mhm.
in Zero 30 will have proof of contribution. If you want to apply for this job, you have to mint your proof of contribution. It packages everything in
Wow.
your Zero Authority, and then it says, tell me exactly what you did. And that it's going to be even easy to do that because with our APIs, we're going to be able to just get it's so easy, Mel, where you can just get a user, get their stacks address, and then use Claude, use ChatGPT, and say, what is this user up to?
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking we're probably going to be in a point where if you were hiring me, your agent would just be talking to my agent and they'd be deciding,
Totally,
okay, are you good enough? Because he would know that the agent would know the right questions to ask this agent, and this agent wouldn't be able to lie because it's all on chain. So,
totally. So,
yeah.
like the way I'm doing this now here, you would just get. So we're gonna have this really easy. In when once we have the MCP servers and we're AI ready. But what we're going to be able to do is with NovaBot, Nova is going to talk to your Nova, and then you can also bring your other agents in, and you'll be able to run these commands and say, get me info on this user. And then you'll be able to see all of their history, exactly what they're doing. This is pulling data from Zero Authority right now. This is live.
Wow.
And this is
That's wild.
it used to be like, man, that'd be amazing if one day we can get there. But these things are actually live and happening now. So it's
Mhm.
just amazing, like how fast things have progressed. And then with your own agents and your AI tools, you'll be able to say, create a profile uh, web web page for me to view, and then your agents are just going to just spin up all these things, and just going to be working on your behalf. And it's going to be, Mel, like, honestly, if you would have asked me how long this would have taken 2 3 years ago, I'd
Oh,
say 10 years,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
15 years. And fast forward to 2025, look how fast this is. We're
mm,
doing this live right now,
yeah,
and it's so easy. Thank you so much
yeah.
for inviting me on today. Go join Zero Authority, zeroauthority.dao.com. Go test our contracts. Go join different communities on Stacks. The future is happening right now. Don't stop paying attention, because this is
Mhm,
the part of the cycle where everything starts to go down, and the prices get depressed and people get depressed. But
mhm,
the building is going to be happening this year
mhm,
and
yeah.
next.
I heard something before we go very interesting. Someone once said to me, the best way to make money in crypto is to earn crypto. So there you have it. We're sitting here, we are
I love
listening
that.
exactly. That's how you do it. So especially during a bear market, don't worry about the prices. We're not here to right now to just kind of fly through and make a little bit extra cash. This is when it's actually building, and this is when you got to learn, you got to knuckle down, and I think be ready, be prepared.
Yes. Yes.
OpenAI put out that they're hiring somebody to do with preparedness, a director of preparedness or something along those lines, and that is the most important thing for us to do right now, is to actually be prepared for what's happening. And
Mhm.
so yeah,
Thank you so
fascinating
much, Mel.
conversation. Yeah, really grateful to have had this time with you. And thank you everybody for joining me for my first show of 2026. I am here normally every Thursday at
LFG.
11 a.m. Let's fucking
LFG.
go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Lots of love to you and everybody else for watching. Peace out.